Hi there, welcome to Let's Talk Tottenham. Oh, manic morning. Just as well, a manic morning to a manic Spurs week, really. A lot to talk about, not really any of it good news. I'm sure you all know about it, but yeah, fairly embarrassing news all around and just, should be changing the name of Tottenham to Laughing Stock FC because that's exactly what it's been. Not good at all. Not good at all. So talking about all of that, and we've got a game against Everton to talk about as well. So I'll be talking about that. You may have seen my little shorts that I've been doing, talking about all of these things as they come up. But this will obviously be more in depth. Thanks to everybody for watching. Please get your comments in. Please hit the like. Please hit the subscribe. Really helps the channel. Notification bell as well. A couple already. Bobby K. How you doing, buddy? And Mark Cousins. Big up. No embarrassing news today, but it's still early. Absolutely. So let's get cracking. The whole Paractici news banned worldwide now. It's just absolutely ridiculous. How he's still got a job with us and hasn't been fired on the spot, I do not know. Carl Simpson, how you doing, buddy? How Paractici hasn't been fired yet, I do not know. This is a guy who's a director of football, so his job is to sign new players, and in the case of Spurs as well, try and sign Harry Kane up to a new deal and appoint a new manager. And the ban means he can't do any of that. So therefore, he can't do his job. So you don't have to have a business degree to know if you can't do your job, you shouldn't really be employed in that job. So how he hasn't been fired or not, I do not know. Apparently, we're appealing. That will just end in disaster. We're trying to get more clarification from FIFA. I don't think you can get any more clarification than he's committed a crime. He's banned for 30 months from football worldwide. So why are we getting clarification when it's pretty much clarified and fairly obvious? And the appeal, let's say last year, let's say 6 months from now. So that's what, September. So that'll be after the transfer window's closed. We'll appeal, and while that appeal is going on, he's still banned. It only gets overturned if the appeal is successful. So in that time, 6 months, he can't do anything. He can't do his job. And then if it is rejected, then it's going to be a complete waste of time anyway. Get the bloke out, get a new one in who isn't under these sanctions. It's just absolutely ridiculous. And, people call him the Don and everything like that. But, you've basically done stuff which means you cannot do your job. So you're not really that much of a Don. You're just absolutely terrible. But so it comes to will he go, I said Conte wouldn't go, and then after 8 days he was, so it's still a possibility. But I would have thought if he was going to go, he would have gone now. What even makes it more ridiculous is the day before the announcement that he was banned worldwide, he's the one doing the conversation and video to the fans. It should have been Levy doing that, but of course he won't do that because he hasn't got a set of testicles to do that. So he won't do that. It's Paractici who does it, and then the next day he's banned from all footballing operations. You just couldn't really write it up. We're just becoming a bit of a laughing stock now, and it's absolutely ridiculous. And if he does stay, what does he do? Like, just sits around, makes cups of tea for everybody because he can't get involved in football operations. It's just completely baffling why he's still there. And if he is still there, what is he going to do? For 30 months, that's about 2.5 years, he can't do anything football related. And his job is 100% football related. So it's just one thing after another with Tottenham at the moment. If it's not on the field issues, it's off the field issues now. And yeah. But Mark Cousins, if he has been spotted down my way in a cave at Cheddar Gorge. And Carl Simpson, Levy's locked himself in his office because everyone can't stand him, and Paractici can take the minutes in meetings. I mean, that's probably all he's got left to do, Carl, take minutes. Unless, of course, it's football operation stuff, and then he has to leave and make the cups of tea or bring the biscuits in. all the while, we're keeping him on our payroll. You might as well take him off the payroll and put someone who can do the football operations stuff as a director of football on the payroll, or get rid of the director of football, bring Poch in. He's the manager. He's also the director of football. He answers to no one, and he has control of it like he did when he started. But we know that won't happen. And if Paractici does stay, who takes over his role in signing players and everything? I'll give you 3 guesses. It'll be this grinning buffoon here. And it makes me wonder if this was this known when we hired Paractici? I think it probably was. A bit of a fool guy. And Paractici can't sign the players, can't sign Kane up again, or try to, can't get a new manager in. Super Daniel Levy to the rescue. He hired the director of football to take himself away from those footballing operations and decisions. And slowly, it's creeped back in. So he's more and more involved now. And now the guy he employed to do that in the first place can't do that. We're not going to sack him and get someone in to do that, seemingly. So it's up to Daniel Levy, and he's gone full circle. And yeah, well, he can't sign players. We haven't got anyone who can sign players, but I can sign players, so I'm going to sign players for the club. Whoop-de-doo. Your history in that is terrible. You've signed some good ones. Terrible, maybe slightly over the top, but it's not been good, has it? You know, Poch wanted Mane, we get Ng or Nkudu, one of the two. He wanted Wijnaldum, we get Sissoko, and then Poch had to train Sissoko into what he wanted rather than having a ready-made Wijnaldum able to do that. So that's what I think will happen. I think Levy will take over all the footballing operations again, and then he's got complete full control. And it hasn't worked in the past. So I don't understand how he thinks it will work now. And I've said before, he's a brilliant businessman, Levy, but if you're hiring someone to take the fall, so it makes you look good, but it ends up hurting your business, it's not particularly good business, which is what's happened here. I think he knew about Paractici. This ban has been known about for ages, certainly from the Italian FA. It was known for months and months, probably years, in stuff. And the Italian FA said at the time, however long ago this was, we're going to appeal for it to be a worldwide ban. So they knew about this. And certainly while he's been on our books before this decision, long ago, probably last season, they knew about this decision. They should have sacked him then, or not employed him in the first place. Yeah. Because who's going to want to be dealing with a director of football that could implicate themselves as well? You know, if he's implicated himself, it's a good possibility he's done something to kind of stitch the player up or the agents up to implicate themselves. So I wouldn't be having anything to do with him if I was a player or an agent. And that's what happened. That's what if well, not now, but he was trying to sign these players. So he should have gone as soon as this was public and would with him, and now we wrecked football. So it's just a ridiculous situation. But I guarantee, well, I'm not guaranteeing because I don't know, but I would happily bet money that Levy will now be the director of football as well as the chairman, and that fills me with quite a bit of dread. Carl Simpson here, exactly that in terms of Poch being a director of football, or get a director of football Poch likes. I mean, it's not going to make a difference though, is it? I don't think even my suggestion or a director of football that Poch likes, because in the end, Daniel Levy will just overrule them all and just do what he wants. And like Chris Angelman says, what's new? Absolutely. How are you doing, Chris? It's just a ridiculous situation that we've got ourselves into, and we're just a laughing stock. Off the field, on the field issues with the manager, you know, and off the field with Conte going absolutely mad and slagging off everybody. Quite a lot of what he said, absolutely true. Well, I believe absolutely true. And then the results, and now this. it's just one thing after another, and I mean, where does it end? I mean, where does it end? And then on top of all this, this is the time that they announce, or there's news coming out. Season ticket prices will be rising. Of all the times to announce something like this, and they're going to raise ticket prices, even though they're not expensive enough as it is. It's just all about money, and that's again why I don't think he'll be fired, Paratici, because it means Levy has to give him compensation and then go and buy and get someone else. So I think he'll stay there, which, I mean, if he wasn't the director of football, Levy, and taking over that, and then Paratici can't do it, at least then the manager would be essentially the director of football. But that's not going to happen. We know that's not going to happen. It's going to be Levy who says it. But and Chris Agenbar said, he says, I said on an earlier stream, Spurs are the only sinking ship where the Vats stay. Yeah, absolutely. Although Harry Kane, I reckon, probably wants to leave, but he's a bit hamstrung by the stupid deal that he signed and his brother allowed him to sign, and by Levy just being Levy. We'll come on to Harry Kane in a bit. But yeah, in terms of this Paratici stuff, any normal company would have sacked him the second that ban came. If there was any due diligence done in the fact that he may get a ban and may be in trouble. Daniel Levy doesn't do that. Levy doesn't do that. And I believe he's hired him because fans were moaning that he was signing the players and messing deals up. He's hired him to take that off him, even though he's probably in the background doing stuff. We know he was. Jed Spence was a Daniel Levy signing. That's already been revealed. And then the director of football gets fired, can't do anything. So Daniel Levy has to step in to save the football club and buy us players. Absolutely. It's just like a Hollywood movie. It's like a Hollywood movie. And it's not going to work. And now the season ticket prices as well. I'm quite lucky in the sense that I share mine, so it's only a third of whatever the price is. But a lot of people spend a lot more money than I do, and now it's bumping up, especially when the cost of living crisis and everything like that. He's just given himself 500 grand pay rise, and then he's getting a little bit more. But like Carl Simpson says, it will never change until Levy and Enoch are gone. And I don't see that happening anytime soon. 500 grand pay rise, even raising the ticket prices, people are going to pay it. They're just going to make more money. So we're almost like a cash cow for them. They're not going to lose money. If anything, they're going to make more money hand over fist. So why would you leave if you were them? Even if fans get on their back, he may just stop going to games. He doesn't do any press to the fans. He leaves a director of football that can't direct football to do that. And, he doesn't really have to listen to all of the criticism. He can just, sit on Joe Lewis's boat or in his however many homes he's got and then just shield himself away from it, not go to games. Let's face it, he only goes to games, I think, for good PR. He's not that bothered about the football. Otherwise, Poch would have had Mane and Wijnaldum and not Nkudu and Sissoko. And the director of football would have gone and brought in someone who can actually do what he's employed for. Carl Simpson here. Cannot believe that Levy is not sitting in his office seeing multiple issues spiraling out of control and ignoring it. Just shows how pig-headed Levy is. Absolutely. I mean, this is all, Carl, the footballing side. It's not going to change the money side and the money coming into Tottenham because we're a worldwide brand now. So I think that's all he cares about. The footballing side is the footballing side. It's not that important. And if the footballing side goes, we've got the NFL, we've got the boxing, we've got Beyonce, we've got all of this. And we've got this deal with F1. That's all signed, sealed. So that's done for 15 years regardless. But he is pig-headed and arrogant. I think he probably thinks, this is Tottenham. People want to come to Tottenham. Eventually, that will bite you in the backside if you carry on like that. And I just... I just don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. And I'll come to Chris Agenbar's comments in a second, because Longley getting a new deal. He's on loan from Barcelona. Barcelona didn't want him. He hasn't really set the world alight. He was second choice, third choice behind Bastoni and someone else that we tried to get that didn't want to come. I can't remember who. And like Chris Agenbar says, with Clement Longley possibly getting a permanent contract, shows we are not intent of sorting out our defence, no matter if we have a director of football or Levy in charge of transfers. And Carl Simpson has said, like I said before, we're the only team in England where it doesn't need a football team to keep the money coming in. Absolutely. And that's what it's about. And that's probably been their plan from the start. 20 million they bought it from. I have no issues with them doing extracurricular non-football stuff if it brings money in. My issue is that we were led to believe that that extra income was going into the team. And it doesn't seem to be the case. It's going into the owners' pockets. And we're still taking shortcuts. And I've said it before. I'll say it again. He's done well as a chairman. Okay as a chairman, rather. In the business side, 20 million he took us over for. We're now worth billions. Our worldwide reputation is much, much bigger than it was. We were when he took over. Lucky if we got 10th. Now we're upset if we don't get top 4 and upset that we don't win leagues and cups. So he has improved us from where it started. But it's the next step. That 16-17 season was the time when he should have been putting his money in his pockets. Joe Lewis as well, whoever's in charge of the money. Levy's just the mouthpiece, maybe. But he does mess up things. That was a chance. 16-17 season, just behind Chelsea. Right, in the summer, let's go for this league. Let's go for this league. We don't need a huge amount. We just need to boost our squad depth. We don't need a huge amount. Let's go and get the Bales in, or try and get the Bales in, and people of that caliber. And we didn't do it. And that is his biggest failure. I know the 18 months no transfer was terrible, but for me, the 16-17 season that summer was the biggest failure, because that was where we were there to take what we wanted, which was the league. And he didn't do it. He didn't do it. So in business sense and reputation and money-wise, he's done brilliantly for Spurs. Footballing side, he's done absolutely terribly, and that's why it's only an okay. If he was like Abramovich at Chelsea, did all the business side, left all the football side to the people, just sign the checks, all the football inside know what they're doing, and it worked brilliantly for them. They've won countless trophies. Chris Agenbar says Levy's a mouthpiece that doesn't talk, apart from if there's a camera on him on a Spurs documentary. So, yeah, but like I think it was like Carl Simpson said, it's not going to change until Levy and Enoch are gone. And yeah, like he's also said, we're the only team in England where it doesn't need a football team to keep the money coming in. So as long as the money is coming in, which is what they're interested in, I don't see them going. If the money stops coming in or slows down, then maybe they look to sell, unless someone makes them a ridiculous offer. I do worry about the Manchester United takeover, being that they want a world record, because if they want a world record, Daniel Levy's an arsehole and will probably want similar world record, and that will probably bump up Tottenham's price by another billion. No idea what happened with this talk that we were being taken over. I would imagine that was a smokescreen to try and take some attention away, and had been created by the media or Daniel Levy himself. But Longley contract. He's not the worst defender we've got. He's not the worst defender we've had. He's certainly, though, not the best defender we've got, and not the best defender we've had. Very similar to Eric Dyer if he's getting a new contract. If you want to be winning things, they're not the defenders you want in your first 11. Squad players come in for cup games and, in injuries, last resort and everything, fine. But if you want to be winning things, you can't have those caliber players in the first 11 and regularly in the team, because they're just not good enough. And yeah, like Chris Agenbar says, it shows we're not intent of sorting out our defence, and I would say not intent of winning stuff either. Summer, you go for Bastoni again. He may say no, but you at least have a go. You don't go, okay, well, he didn't want to come last year, he probably won't want this year, we'll go and look elsewhere. You go and have a go again and again. Same with Skriniar. A year is a long time in football. You don't know if people's situation have changed. So you go for them again. Looks like we're not going to do that. We're happy with Clement Longley, who's made a couple of howlers. Like most of our defence, I mean, long gone are the days where, Lloris, Walker, Rose, Vertonghen, Alderweireld, Wanyama just in front of them. We're not going to concede goals here. Now it's Kane, Son, Kulusevski have to score a load of goals because we ain't keeping a clean sheet. And that looks to be, if this deal goes through with Longley permanently, what's going to happen next season. And that will obviously swallow up a chunk of money. We've got to pay for Kulu as well. Kulu is a no-brainer to sign. He's been superb for us, so sign him up at all costs. No problem with that. The issue is the money will come out of this year's transfer budget, which then they'll say we haven't got the money because we had to sign Kulu and we had to sign Longley. Bollocks. You've got this Beyonce gig, 2 of them, I think, which is going to bring in a shitload of money. You've still got NFL money that you know is coming in. You've got this F1 deal. That must be giving us a load of money. Yeah, we've got to build a Formula 1 track, a go-karting track. It's just all that's going to happen is we don't have the money because we had to sign for Kulu and we had to sign Longley. And that comes out of this year's transfer budget. And that is just nonsense. We've also got the issue that we can't get rid of Ndombele, Reguilon, Winks, Lo Celso. Any other takers? Any others? Probably more. Because Levy wants top dollar, and they've fallen off where they were and now aren't anywhere near as good as that value. And we've got to go and get a new manager as well. I think it will be Poch just because free. Nagelsmann, I read that if we get Champions League, he'll come. Again, this is an issue where we're going to leave it too late. And is he thinking he's better than Tottenham? And when a better offer comes along, if he's doing well, he'll just jump ship. I'm not sure. Poch, I don't think would jump ship. I think he's the only manager that we could get that if he got an offer from Real Madrid, he'd turn it down. But I have said, with Levy in charge and half the players there that threw him under the bus in the first place, Poch shouldn't be coming anywhere near that manager's job because he's just going to get screwed over by Levy again. But I think how he feels about the fans and what he wanted to achieve and finish what he started, if he got offered the job, I think he probably would take it. And yeah, good comment here from Mark Cousins. How you doing, Mark? Everything's a mess at the moment. I wouldn't be surprised if Poch is here soon to silence fans. Conte was a fan appeasement exercise. Again, Conte, I've said this before, Conte is a manager that if you give him the players that he wants, he will win you trophies and win you leagues. And the players that he wants are not players for like Jed Spence. In 2 years' time, if you train him up, he'll be top quality. The players he wants are, these players are top quality in this position, which is the position he wants. All the training Conte needs to do is, this is our system. This is how I want you to play. Go out and play. Very similar to Jose. There were elements, I thought, in the summer last year when we got Perisic, we got Richarlison, we got Basuma, all, not Perisic, but in Premier League, but in terms of football, very established in their position and very experienced. I thought that was, okay, Conte's got players that are ready made. And then you see the Jed Spence stuff. And then we don't have a defender. We have Longley, who's average. You wanted to be going for your Skriniar. I didn't really see any stuff about trying to get Skriniar. And then it looks to be that Levy has gotten a manager that needs players ready now and is still not changing and buying players generally that are ready soon. So it a completely pointless exercise in hiring a manager like that. Same with Jose. You bring in a manager to win you trophies, first chance, sack him. Absolutely ridiculous. Poch got fired, which angered a lot of fans. Bring in Jose, a born winner. That will appease the fans. Fire him. God knows what happened with the Nuno thing. That didn't work. Fans really angry. The first time that I've ever heard Levy out at a game. Bring in Conte, another worldly manager. Shuts the fans up. Fans get excited. So I agree with Mark. bring Poch in because fans will be angry, and they're certainly angry now with everything that's going on. Poch is loved by the majority of the fan base. It will cheer some of the fans up and start to believe again. But like I said, if he comes back with Levy in charge and something doesn't change, like I said, Poch is in charge of everything. Levy just signs the checks. If that happens and that sticks, I read Poch's book, 16-17 season it was based on. Start of the book, he says, I want a player. Levy goes out and gets him. And then gradually that's gone down, down, down until Poch says, I'm not a manager, I'm a coach. But if Poch is in charge of everything and that sticks and that stays, then it can work. If there is any element that Levy is in charge of transfers, it won't work, and Poch will get screwed over again and again and again. Because, like I say, I don't think Levy is going anywhere. Paractici should be gone now. He should be back in Italy and, looking for another job that isn't involved in football or finance. That hasn't happened either. So I think Paractici will stay. God knows what he'll be doing, making a cup of tea, taking the minutes in the meetings. And Daniel Levy will be assume the role of director of football and do what he wants. And like we've seen, he's not that bothered about the football. It's all about getting top four. Fourth, Daniel Levy's happy. Fans, myself, fourth. We got that last year. Let's move on. Third, then the next year, second, then go and win the league. Fourth. Yeah, it's nice. We're in the Champions League. We play on a Tuesday and Wednesday, but it's not good enough. We should be going and winning trophies. So and play your top team in the FA Cup against a Championship team. Don't play a reserve team and then end up losing the game that you vested them for. But yeah, I mean, it's enough of that, man. I could do that all day, I think. There is some good news, though. Harry Kane, he's having a fourth kid for Harry. Here he is with his family. That must have been when he got the golden boot or something like that. His daughter is quite funny. She's every time she takes him to get one of these trophies, she tries to nick it. Good mentality there. I want the trophy. Anyway, fourth baby on the way. So pleased for Harry and his family. This means he's going to stay because they're settled in London. I'm not sure. Although I think if Manchester United, who I think will bid for him, they're not going to say, right, you have to find a house yourself. They'll go and have a house already sorted, probably a school already sorted, and it won't be a huge transition for him. And let's face it, he could have 50 kids and afford all the childcare and everything like that, and a house big enough for them. So some people saying, oh, he's having a fourth kid, that means he's staying at Spurs. I don't think that matters. I don't think that says anything. Scores when he wants, Harry Kane. But that's literally the only good news that we've had this week, and it's nothing to do with football. That's how bad this week has gone. Just embarrassing news after embarrassing news after embarrassing story, and we've still got 10 games left for it to get even bloody worse. We've got Stellini and Mason in charge. Someone did tell me that the Stellini was done for the match fixing, the stuff at Juventus as well, and got a touchline ban. So it wouldn't surprise you how our week has gone, that down the line he gets a ban as well. And yeah, Bobby K, how you doing? And yes, congratulations on the 300 subscribers it went to today. Absolutely fantastic. Thanks to everybody who continues to support the channel. Please hit the like, and if you haven't done so already, subscribe again. On the way to 400 now. But yeah, the way it's going, you wouldn't be surprised if Mason's in sole charge, because Stellini gets done and then gets banned from football as well. But yeah, Stellini and Mason in charge. Weird combination of that. Mason played really attacking. Well, he didn't really play attacking football, did he? He just let Gareth Bale off the leash a little bit. But he generally played the Mourinho way, because that's what the players were used to. Stellini will play the Conte way. I do agree. The only thing I agree with Paratici's comments, and I disagreed with a lot, where he said it's a great achievement. Let's talk about the disagreement. Let's talk about the agreement. The only thing I agreed with him is it's good for the players. Stellini's there because they don't have to completely change their tactics and everything like that. So there is a bit of consistency there. I do agree with that. Let's talk about all the crap that he said that I don't agree with. Great achievement to get through from the Champions League group. We've drawn away to Real Madrid at the Bernabeu and Barcelona in group stages. beaten Inter Milan. We had a group that we should have been winning easily, and we scraped through. It's not an achievement. It's not an achievement. It's a prerequisite. If you're a team who've been to a final, it's a prerequisite to get to the knockout stages. And then, the next prerequisite is to have a go at a team at home when you're 1-0 down. So that just shows that, top four getting in the Champions League is the only thing that they care about. Absolute garbage. And then talking about the youth, talking about getting into a final. People want to win a final. That's secondary. We want to grow the players. Absolute horseshit. Absolute horseshit and complete wrong mentality. You grow the players by getting them to win trophies, and they become hungry to win even more. And they want to win trophies, so they try and improve to get into teams that are winning trophies. You give them the out of it doesn't matter, we want you to grow, and you lose a final. They lose that winning mentality. These are professional players, or soon will be professional players. It's about winning. That's how you grow the players in a professional game. When you're 7-8 playing it, Sunday league football, it's about enjoying it. Some people will have the will to win, but it's about fitness and enjoying it. Certainly when you're a kid, not when you're a professional. And again, it just shows us that the football is not that important. It'll be the resale value of these players. But yeah, interesting question from Mark here. Do you think Conte is still pulling the strings without being there? I'm not sure on that one. I think his interview where he had the rant, Brad said it on here, I think on Monday. Brad Matthews, that is. Blue Sofa Songs, check him out on YouTube. He was saying he thinks Conte basically stopped caring and basically said, I'm done at Spurs with that because he'd had enough. So I don't think he's pulling the strings anymore. He'll be talking to Stellini, no doubt about that. How's it going? Do you need any advice? But in terms of pick this player, that player, this tactic, that tactic, I don't think he'll be doing anything of that sort. I think he's checked out a little bit now, and his sole focus, if he does speak to Stellini, will be help his friend. But yeah, we failed Conte not getting him the players that he wanted. Bastoni, you can't do anything about. At least we tried to get him. You can't do anything about a player saying, I don't want to come, I'm staying. But then we went really down market to get Longley, the next best thing. There's plenty of next best things. Skriniar, Connor Cody would have been, certainly if we're playing three at the back, Connor Cody would have been fantastic in that. Went to Everton. And you can't tell me that we wouldn't have been able to sort of like snip Everton, beat Everton to his signature. Yeah, for the 300. Cheers, Chris. But yeah, it's just a mess. It's just a mess. And yeah, why Paractici was saying that and doing that video, not Levy. The only time Levy has done anything is when he flat out talked absolute crap, saying we're going back to Spurs DNA. Here's Nuno for you. Oh, and here's Conte for you. And so at least the new manager, I'm pretty certain will be an attacking manager, but we've got to sort that defence out. Although, at least with an attacking manager, it makes sense that we will get some kind of playmaker in, which I've been calling for absolute donkey's years. But then we do have this issue. Perisic is injured, as is Davies. Doherty, who can play there, isn't there anymore. Sessegnon's injured. So we're going into the last part of the season with no left wing back at all. I'm completely at a loss who can play there. Perisic is injured. You put Sessegnon in. Sessegnon is also injured. You put Davies there. Davies is out injured. You put Doherty. Oh, no, we can't. I have no idea who's going to play there. Lucas, he was talked about a wing back, right-footed. Emerson, maybe, with Porro on the other side, possibly. Kulu, possibly, but he is left-footed. He's put in some wonderful crosses with his left foot. Wayne Bonner also in the chat. How you doing, Wayne? Always in the Spurs chats. That's our Mark, Bobby, and Chris as well. Really appreciate it. But yeah, who do we play at left wing back? Tanganga would possibly be the answer there. But again, I've said time and time again, I think his versatility is also a hindrance because he's never learned a position. So it'd be interesting who does play there. Who would I choose there? I have no idea who I would choose. Tanganga would be my obvious one just because he has played there. But can you rely on Tanganga? I'm not sure. Although you can't play Emerson, can you? He's also injured. So we've only got Porro as the right wing back. Yes, I forgot about that for six months. So Porro has to play on the right, so it can't be Emerson. So I would have thought it will be Tanganga, and that is potentially an answer waiting to happen. Chris Hughton, bring him out of retirement. At least he'll be fit and raring to go and put the shift in. But I mean, real problems here, not just off the pitch, like the embarrassing stuff here, but now on the pitch as well. And we come up against a really, really rejuvenated Everton side. Sean Dyche's sides, regardless of where they are in the league, not easy to play against at all. They're going to be solid. They're at home as well. The fans will be on their side. They've been picking up results since he took over. It's not going to be easy in the slightest. And we have to turn up there. We have to turn up. And we haven't been doing that all season. We've been laboured at the start. Other team has taken the initiative and generally got a 1-0 lead, maybe 2. And then we've come back in the second half. Can't afford to do that. We ain't scoring 3 goals against Everton, I don't think. Not with Sean Dyche there and how they're playing. And Ian, better late than never. How you doing, buddy? I'm really worried about this Everton game, hence going to the pub. There won't be a show on Monday because I'm at the pub. And, if it goes too bad, hopefully I'll be too drunk that I don't remember it. But really rejuvenated Everton side. They'll be bang up for it. They're in trouble. They need to win. We need to win as well for top 4. But, staying in the league for Everton is more important, certainly. Although what happens with their financial restrictions, with the stuff that's happened with them, I don't know. But Sean Dyche will be making sure that the players aren't aware of that. Yeah. Mark says, get Bale off the golf course. He was a good left back. Absolutely. He won't have to run as much either, so that might help him. But I mean, that left back is a problem. And if Porro gets injured now, we are really in trouble as to who plays right wing back. It will probably be Porro or Kulusevski. But injury crisis. So we've had. You look at those 4: Perisic, Davies, Emerson. Who have I missed? Sessegnon. Add to that Richarlison, who's injured again. Basuma, who's out for a while. And Bentancur. That's at least 7 long-term injuries at the same time. That is unlucky. That is unlucky. I heard that Bentancur was back in training. That's got to be fake. That's got to be fake. Or the training is really low impact, like swimming or something like that. But you cannot be in training after that short amount of time with an ACL. It will snap again fairly easily if you do that. So I can't believe that's true. I think that must be the in-the-know people on Twitter. But this Everton team, Kane does usually score against Everton, but then you could say that about pretty much any team in England with the amount of goals he's got. But how will the game pan out? All depends. And I say this every time on one of these preview shows. All depends how we start the game and how we approach the game. Everton will be going out quick, I think, regardless of how we turn up. We've got to match that. If we don't match that, it's going to be a long, certainly first half and possibly game. Because Everton will be looking to take advantage of everything that's happening with us. And if they don't attack our left side, I'll be amazed with the fact that we're not having a recognised left wing back there. I would be absolutely amazed if they're not attacking that side. Certainly early doors and checking to see how we cope with that. If we turn up and match them, then we can get some joy. But again, their crowd is going to be loud from the start and behind the team. Our job, shut that crowd up early doors as early as possible. You do that by getting into them, winning 50-50s, showing them they're in for a battle, having a few chances themselves. If you get a goal, absolute bonus. But the bare minimum, have some chances, make Jordan Pickford do something and make saves and stop them having chances themselves. But we've been saying that all season, and all season we invite teams onto us, let them onto us, let them have shots, impose their will on us, and then concede a goal. And that will just allow their fans to be even louder, their players to get confidence, and then go for the kill. And too little, too late when it comes to half time. I don't see that changing. I know Stellini's there. I know the players like him, but with what's going on off the pitch, I don't think it's just as easy as ignoring all of that. There's real problems at Tottenham. I mean, you could argue the same with Everton with their financial restrictions. That could have big consequences. Depends on what the punishment is. They could be kicked out of the league, deducted points. They could have anything. But you just got to play the game that you've got. And yeah, I mean, Stellini's team talk is done already, isn't it? Your old manager said you're selfish and do not care. Show these fans you're not selfish, you're willing to work for the team, and that you do care and you have the quality to do stuff. That's literally the team talk. If the players don't care after that, then they're no good. Just get them out. Will that happen? Probably not. I'd like to think professionals will hate having their professionalism called out in public like that, and will have a reaction. It would have probably been better if the reaction had been about a week or less than that afterwards. But obviously the international break stopped that happening. Kane should be coming back full of confidence. You know, England's all-time leading goal scorer now. But then he gets service, and the teams we were playing weren't that great. So it'd be interesting how he turns up. Be interesting as well if we could just leave him in the hole, have him as a number 10, pulling the strings, and then whether Richarlison's fit or not, I don't know. Maybe Son up top and put Danjuma on with Kulusevski if Richarlison's not fit. But yeah, I'm not confident. Usually I'm confident of a win. I'm not so one. I'll still say Spurs will win just because I can't say anything else. You've got to support your team regardless of what's happening. But I don't see us starting well. I see us starting in this laboured way that we constantly do. And because of that, with Everton where they are, and they'll be bang up for this, I can see them taking the lead and beating us fairly comfortably because we don't turn up again. I hope I'm wrong. And I hope we go a bit more attacking, take the leash off a little bit. But again, I can't see it. I think the lineup will pretty much speak for itself, other than left wing back. So it'll be Forster, I would imagine. Porro has to play. Romero, probably Dyer, and Longley now, being that Davies is injured. Left wing back, probably Tanganga, I'd say. And then I would imagine it'll be the Skipp, Højbjerg, Richarlison, let's say he's not fit, so Kulu, Son, and Kane. Where's the creation coming from? No idea. So that's what I'd say with the team would be. I think it's probably self-evident, apart from that left wing back. But again, like I say, if Everton don't attack our left wing back side, I would be absolutely amazed. I'd be absolutely amazed if Sean Dyche isn't drilling that into them now. You attack their left side, get the ball in the middle, attack that left side. Question from Ian: do you think he'll change the formation? It's possible, I guess. Two central defenders at the back, so 4-4-2 or 4-4-1, something like that. I don't really see it based on what Paractici said in his message. Stellini in charge. Players don't have to adjust too much. I would imagine it will still be the same formation, just maybe different personnel, although probably not with the injuries, but certainly maybe different intentions in terms of going off a bit quicker and actually starting games properly. But even under Stellini, West Ham and Chelsea, we didn't start the first half particularly well. Or play the first half particularly well, I should say. So I don't, unfortunately, Ian, see much changing. And I always start off being confident, and now Spurs have Spursed me up, and now I don't see any confidence in what we're going to achieve this season, unfortunately. But let's hope I'm wrong. Let's hope I'm wrong, and that we can get a result at Everton. It would be a brilliant result against Everton away from home with Sean Dyche, who's sorted them out, made them more solid. But all depends for me how we start the game. If we don't start the game well, I can see us getting battered. Not battered, but not a 6-0, but a fairly comfortable Everton win. If we start the game well, start with the correct attitude and go into it ready for a battle, I can see us getting something. But yeah, let's hope that's the case. That's about it for today. Can't be talking about Paractici too much. It would just depress everybody and Levy and everything like that. It's been a bad week. Let's hope that's 1 week that's bad. Get rid of Paractici. Just work quickly from Ian. Interested to see that free from the shackles of Conte, the players will go on the front foot and try and show what they can do. I'm hoping that, Ian, as well, and the fact that, this team talk is already done. This guy questioned your professionalism. Show them he was completely wrong. Doesn't matter if he's my friend or not. Show him he was wrong. So hopefully the players take that on board and have a bit of fire themselves to want to prove a few people wrong. But we shall see. We shall see. But yeah, a bad week for Tottenham. Let's hope we can cheer us up a little bit with the Everton game. Got to get rid of Paractici. Don't let Levy anywhere near the director of football role. Leave that to football people. He's not a football person. He's a business person. Get a football person in that can actually direct football. Leave the director of football stuff to him and the manager. Or get your manager in, whether that's Poch, Nagelsmann, whoever. They are the director of football as well. Like Ferguson was at Man United. Everything went through Ferguson. The chairman was just there to sign the checks. Same with David Dean at Arsenal when Wenger was there. I can't see that happening now. It's going to be Levy interfering, and then we're just going to have the same problem again and again and again and again. Manager comes, manager goes. Levy hasn't helped. Levy's thrown me under the bus. But you leave Levy. Levy leaves it to just do the business stuff. Absolutely fantastic. Get a football man in, do the football stuff. That could be equally fantastic. I just can't see it happening in the same way that I can't see us turning up against Everton, certainly in the first half. But let's hope I'm wrong on both fronts. So that's pretty much it. Thanks to everybody for watching and all your comments coming in. Really appreciate that. Thanks to everyone who's helped get me to 300 subscribers. Let's go on the road now to 400. So if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. Hit that notification bell as well. You don't have to be notified whenever I'm doing shows, and I've got a load of shorts that I'm doing as well now, which I don't have time to promote or anything like that. So notification bell, you'll be notified every time one of those comes up as well. Doing those for stories that happen pre-game, half-time, post-game, if I'm somewhere where that has internet. So keep an eye out for those. Also, everyone who's watched, thank you so much for watching. Please hit the like. Really helps the channel. Won't be here on Monday because I'll be at the pub drowning my sorrows in possibly a Spurs loss. But there'll be plenty of shorts along the way, and be back on Friday to discuss the next game at the weekend. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your comments. Please hit like, subscribe, and also if you like a bit of magic, go over to Chris's Magic. That's my kind of a side hustle channel. One magic trick a week, 7:30 p.m. UK time on Wednesdays, although the last one was a tutorial, so a trick that I did a few weeks ago or a month ago, and a tutorial on that one, so I'll be doing some of those as well. So make sure you check that out as well. Thanks for watching, and as always, come on you Spurs.
Thanks so much for watching. For everybody who joined in the live chat and added comments, before you go, please leave a like and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Also, please hit that notification bell. That'll give you a notification every time we're about to go live, and it's all completely free. For those who missed the live show, you can catch this whenever you want on Let's Talk Tottenham's YouTube channel. Please also hit the like, subscribe and notification bell, and everybody please leave feedback, comments, suggestions in the comments section on the YouTube videos. For those of you who listen to the audio podcast, thank you so much for listening. Anyone who wants that audio podcast, you can pick that up wherever you get your podcast from. We're back Mondays 7:30pm UK time and Fridays 12:30pm UK time. Alternatively, if you go to Twitter at Talk Tottenham, Instagram Let's Talk Tottenham Podcast, you can find all the information there. Anyone who wants something a little bit different, also do a magic show. So I do one trick a week, which drops Wednesday 7:30pm UK time. Chris's Magic on YouTube is where you'll find that. But in the meantime,